This is 5D. Find the position of particle Q, not P, particle Q, the first time it changes direction. I got to look back at part, let's see, part B. We discovered that particle Q first changed direction at time equal 3. So that's the time we're interested in, time equal 3. Come back over here. From part B, particle Q first changes direction at time equal 3. So now I just use the fundamental theorem. The position at time equal 3 will have to equal the position at time equals 0 plus the integral of the velocity of particle Q, because this integral will calculate how much the position changes. It will calculate the displacement of the particle from time 0 to time 3. So I write that out, just putting in here the formula for velocity of particle Q. They give me 1 point if I remember that I've got to add 5, because remember, the integral never gives you the actual position of the particle. The integral of the velocity only tells you how much the position changes, the displacement. So you've got to remember that you've got to include the fact that at time 0, the particle was already sitting at location 5. This integral is going to calculate by what amount does the position change from particle 5 during these 3 seconds of time. They don't tell us whether it's seconds or minutes, but we'll just say seconds. So to solve an integral without my calculator, I must find the antiderivative first. So the antiderivative of t squared is t cubed over 3. The antiderivative of 8t is 8t squared over 2. Antiderivative of 15 is 15t. And we have to plug in the 3 and the 0. Plugging in a 0 would have resulted in 0 because all 3 of these terms have a t. So I don't need to do that. So in the blue box, I simply plug in the 3 and I quit. You could keep going, but I wouldn't recommend it because if you make a mistake, they'll take away the point. If you stop at the blue box, you've earned 1 point. If you remember the initial condition, that's a 2nd point. If you did the antiderivative correctly, that's a 3rd point. So 3 total points on this problem. And in reality, for this problem, if you honestly couldn't do part B, and you just said, I couldn't do part B, but I'm going to assume that the particle changes direction at t equal, and you just make a wild guess of, say, 4, I believe they could still give you all 3 of these points, because this value had nothing to do with successfully completing this problem. Therefore, it does make sense to just tell them, I'm going to assume this is when the particle changed direction, even though I couldn't figure it out, and do the work. So 3 total points.